Trump's disastrous Iran war sends economic shockwaves into Africa as fuel-linked unrest spirals across Kenya. Disruptions around the Strait of Hormuz trigger massive fuel price spikes, igniting deadly protests in Kenyan cities. Several people are killed and dozens injured as nationwide demonstrations erupt over soaring diesel and transport costs. A transport strike paralyzes key trade routes, leaving commuters stranded and businesses struggling across major cities. Bus and transport operators revolt after diesel prices surge sharply amid worsening disruption tied to the Hormuz crisis. Kenya has suspended a nationwide transport strike for 1 week following deadly protests linked to a sharp rise in fuel prices. Authorities said the strike was paused after widespread demonstrations reportedly left at least 4 people dead and more than 30 others injured. The latest developments in Kenya were reported by Al Jazeera on May 20 amid continuing regional tensions involving the United States and Iran. The strike was triggered by significant fuel price increases that were linked to disruptions caused by the conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. Kenya has reportedly increased petrol prices by around 20% and diesel prices by nearly 40% since disruptions affected shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Like many African economies, Kenya remains heavily dependent on imported fuel supplies originating from Gulf countries. The strike began on May 18 and was led primarily by transport operators, including drivers of Kenya's widely used Matatu public transport buses. Kenya's Interior Minister said the strike was suspended temporarily to allow discussions between the government and transport sector stakeholders. Kenyan police stated that more than 700 people were arrested during demonstrations linked to the fuel price protests. Rights organizations accuse security forces of using excessive force while responding to protesters during the unrest. The violence also disrupted Kenya's main trade corridor after truck drivers reportedly refused to transport cargo through affected areas. Local media reports said some drivers feared their vehicles could be attacked or set on fire by protesters amid the escalating tensions. The IRGC cautioned that if attacks on Iran resume, any new Middle East war will not remain confined to the region but could expand beyond it. The IRGC statement read, quote, "By repeating the enemy's aggression, we are making the war extra-regional. The American Zionist enemy, who has not learned from the repeated major and strategic defeats of the Islamic Revolution and once again speaks of threats. Although they attacked us with all the capabilities of the 2 most expensive armies in the world, we did not use all the capabilities of the Islamic Revolution against them. Now, if the aggression against Iran is repeated, the regional war that was promised will this time extend beyond the region and our crushing blows will land you in black soil in places you do not imagine. We are men of war and you will see our power on the battlefield and not in empty statements and virtual pages." The Middle East is once again on edge after Donald Trump revealed he paused a planned strike on Iran, raising fears of renewed military escalation in the region. Trump reportedly convened his top national security officials to discuss military options against Iran amid rising tensions between Washington and Tehran. According to reports, several U.S. officials believed Trump was preparing to approve military action during the high-level White House meeting. But instead of authorizing strikes reportedly planned for May 19, the White House suddenly announced a pause in military action. Reports say Arab leaders warned Washington that Iran could retaliate by targeting oil facilities and critical infrastructure across the Gulf region. Meanwhile, Tehran claims Trump backed away from military action because the U.S. fears a massive Iranian response if another conflict breaks out. Senior Iranian lawmaker Ibrahim Azizi has dismissed renewed military threats issued by Donald Trump against Iran. In a post on X, Azizi said Trump only understands the language of power as tensions between Washington and Tehran continue to rise. Azizi also claimed reports about Trump backing away from a planned strike prove that Washington fears a massive Iranian military response. Ibrahim Azizi said, and I quote, "Trump's hesitation is rooted in one reality. He knows any move against Iran means facing a decisive military response and a unified nation. He obviously does not care about the mediation of the Persian Gulf state heads. Power is the only language he understands." Unquote. The Iranian lawmaker rejected claims that Gulf Arab leaders convinced Donald Trump to pause military action against Iran. According to Ibrahim Azizi, Trump stepped back solely because Washington fears a massive Iranian military response.